Hey everybody, Mungo Dark Matter here, and today I thought I'd do a quick little tutorial on a quick little audio editor called Audacity. You can use Audacity to play an audio clip, to record an audio clip, and to edit an audio clip. And you can actually do multi-track recordings with it as well. A lot of people use Audacity standalone, and also a lot of people use it in conjunction with other audio editors. It's a very useful program, so let's get started. Up in the upper left-hand corner right here are the main playback and recording buttons. We start at the very left with the pause button, then there's the play button, the stop button, the beginning of track, the end of track, and the record button. Those are your main playback and recording buttons. The next thing we have are our main editing icons up here. We're going to start here with the top row. The first one is the selection tool, which selects an area of audio to perform a function on. Then we have the envelope tool, which can be used to adjust sound levels on sections of a track. Then here we have the draw tool, which we'll ignore because it's very seldom useful and most people will never have to use that, so just ignore that for now. The next tool is the zoom tool, which zooms in and out of the audio track so that you can go into finer sections of the audio track for editing. And then the next icon here is the time shift tool, which can move segments of the audio on a given track around, so it can move it. And then this last one is called the multi-tool, which we will ignore for now at least. All the multi-tool does is it allows you to access any of these tools with this one icon, but you need to know what the shortcut keys or the mouse keys are to utilize it. So it makes it a little more complex, but it is kind of a shortcut type thing. So we'll just go ahead and ignore that for now. So let's create a sample track here so we can show you some of these editing tools. So I'm going to hit the record button. The main thing on this that you need to remember is to set your mic to the correct mic, which is right down here. So let's record a track. This is a sample audio track. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the end of the sample. So we'll stop that track. Now I have a little extra on the end of this audio track. It's just kind of blank air, and I want to get rid of that, let's say. So I go up here to the selection tool, and I select this, and then I go up to these scissors here, or I can go under edit to cut right here, and if I click that, it cuts the end track off. So we've kind of trimmed it and made it a little more compact so we don't have the excess on the end. The other thing I can do is I can go to the selection tool and I can select this little end bit of stuff, and I can cut it again, and then if I paste it back, there's a cut here now. And so the one little quirky thing about this program is there's no way to just cut a slot right here so that we can move it. So we have to cut and paste it back in this case. But then we can take this time shift tool and we can move this around, and so we could paste things in front of this if we wanted to, or we could just leave a gap if we wanted to even. So that allows us to shift this around on the timeline, and it helps us to move things around. The way this cut and paste works on Audacity is a little different than other editing software, so that's just something to be aware of. It takes a little while to get used to. A lot of audio editing software, you can just make cuts in the timeline here, and then move the segments that you cut around. But with Audacity, you have to kind of cut and repaste them to where you want them. All right, so now the next tool that we'll look at is this tool right here, which is the envelope tool. Now let's go back to here, and we're going to play this. This is the end of the sample. Say we wanted that to fade out. We can use this envelope tool, and we can put a mark right here at the beginning of it, and then we can go here and we can fade this out. And so if we go back to play this, this is the end of the sample. You can hear that it fades out. So you can use the envelope tool to do fade in and fade out, and you can also use it if you wanted to lower a particular area in an audio track. It's really made more for fade in and fade out than it is to adjust particular audio, because there are other ways to do that. So that's another thing, or another tool that you can use. We also have this zoom tool, and if you left click, it zooms in. If you right click, it zooms out. So you can expand and zoom in, so you can edit smaller areas of the track. If you want to get something out in particular, if you're zoomed way out, you may not be able to see it, but if you zoom in, you can see it's magnified, so it's easier to edit certain things using the magnification tool. All right, so those are the basic recording and editing tools in Audacity. The only other thing that you can do on this is you can actually do multi-tracks, and just as a quick tutorial on that, you would go here to Preferences, and there's a thing that says record on a new track. And if you're doing multi-tracking, you may want to click that on, because it will automatically create a track. But you can also manually create a track or add a new track as well. So first off, let's start off by recording a track, and we're just going to do a simple count. And so let's start that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll stop that. I'm doing a count because this will kind of show you how you can line up two audio tracks, like if you're doing music or something. And so I'm going to let it count to 4, and then I'm going to join in with the count. So let's try that. So if I just record now, it will continue on this track, because under Preferences, the record a new track is not on. If I click that on, it would automatically make a new track when I start. But I'm going to do it manually. We'll do a stereo track. And I'm going to make sure I select that, and I'm going to record. And you will be able to hear the first track, and then we'll be able to join in with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I listened to it, and then I joined it in on the next set of counts. So let's play it back from here. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So in that way, you can have tracks over tracks, and you can listen to the track that's playing above. So you can if you're singing, you can sing in unison. If you're talking, you can talk in unison. If you're playing an instrument, you can accompany yourself, and so on. So there's a lot you can do with that in both music and in different other audio effects that you might want to do in the future. So you can actually do multiple tracks on Audacity if you want to. One thing you can do with Audacity is you can use it for songwriting to record ideas, because you can real simply lay down one track and then play another track over it, and then maybe do a vocal track on top of it, just to do a demo of a song or to see how a song you're writing is progressing. All right, so that is the basic tutorial of Audacity. I'm Mungo Dark Matter, and this has been Dark Matters, and whatever you do, enjoy the day, and I will see you soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.